All right, welcome everyone here to our masterclass today. My name is Heather Choate, as I mentioned to those who joined early. I am the co-founder and co-owner of High Thrive Coaching, and I'm super excited and grateful to be here with you guys today and hope that this is a really transformative experience for you, that you don't just get great information, but you get transformation. I don't know about you guys, but there's enough information out there about relationships and how to have a happy life. What I actually want to see in my own life and what I want for you guys is to see it happen for you. I want to see this become a reality for you. And so today we're going to be talking about how to stop divorce and specifically the 4-step process to save your marriage. Now, I want this to be a very interactive experience. If you're watching the replay, sorry, you're going to miss out on a lot of the fun. But those who are live, make sure that you use the chat. Let me know what aha moments you have. Let me know what breakthroughs you have. Do some of the exercises with me. The more you participate in the chat, ask questions, let us know where you're at, let us know where you want to be, the more that we can help you and the more you are going to get out of our time together. Sound good? I'm also going to be doing a poll here in just a minute and encourage you guys to weigh in on that so that I can go deeper into what you are experiencing to help you get real solutions as fast as humanly possible. So that's our intention today. We're going to have some fun. I hope that this is a really beautiful, transformative, and healing experience for you, and that you come away with real solutions you can use in your marriage right away. And what I'm going to share with you is really different than anything else out there. We are the leading experts in marriage in the world. We are the fastest growing online marriage resource for couples. Why? Because results don't lie. And we've helped over 15,000 couples now with their marriage. And that's an astounding number. It's a drop in the bucket compared to where we want to go. We want to help heal 1 million homes in the next 5 years. All right. So it's part of a movement, right? We want to be part of part of something bigger than ourselves. So let's dive in and let's start talking about you and where you're at in your marriage. So here is my fancy poll. Let me launch it for you guys. Let me know which of these is most applicable to you. Are you couple A, where maybe you have divorce filed or talks of divorce, threats of divorce? Maybe your spouse already has a lawyer. Maybe you're already paying for 2 households, right? You want to know what to do to stop that process and how to have them come back to you forever. All right. Couple B would be trust affairs. Maybe they've had an affair. Maybe they've had multiple affairs. Maybe you were the one that had an affair or multiple affairs, or even outside of affairs, maybe there's really some serious trust issues going on between you. Okay. And then couple C would be dealing with really poor communication, even no communication. Maybe you can't talk without arguing. Your spouse doesn't believe what you say. They put up the walls. They won't open up, and they're avoiding some of this deeper communication. So go weigh in on the poll. I can see all of your answers, and let me know what you are dealing with in your relationship right now. And I will make sure that we get you solutions to those things today. All right. Thank you. I see some answers coming in. I'm going to end the poll and share our results. All right, so 56% of you said divorce filed. Not surprising, because we're here to talk about how to stop a divorce, right? 17% no trust in affairs, and 28% of you are dealing with communication challenges. Awesome. All right, thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate that. So we will definitely go into those things here in our 4 steps. See some comments. What about A, B, and C? I feel like I'm all of them. No worries, I got your back. We're going to talk about it. All right, now my gift to you for coming to the masterclass is our 7 Proven Conversation Starters Guide. This is a powerful training that is both born from my own experience, as well as, again, working with so many thousands of couples. And it's normally a $47 training. I want to give it to you guys for free. So we're going to drop a link over in the chat. And all you have to do is fill out this quick. It's just a Google form to let us know where you want us to send it to you. Okay, do you want email, phone number, whatever you want? We'll either email or text it to you right after the masterclass. All right, yeah, you're welcome, Lane, no worries. I gotcha. So from my own experience, I have been married for almost 17 years. Goodness, yes, I can count. Almost 17 years with my husband, Ben, and we have 8 children together. And so there have been times in my marriage where I felt like we had hit rock bottom and I was not sure if we were going to make it. We've definitely seen our share of ups and downs, right? And times when I was like, I don't think this is working. Maybe we're better separated, all those different thoughts. And let me know if this sounds familiar to you, if this is kind of your pattern. But I tend to be the one that pursues, right? I pursue and I want solutions, and I pursue like, hey, let's work on things. I pursue, hey, let's talk about what happened. And he tends to be the one that withdraws and tends to emotionally withdraw and gets, the stonewalling, the silent treatment. That's his kind of mode. And so that's been a very unhealthy pattern that was in our marriage for many years. And I was tired of getting like the closed off one word answers from him or the silent treatment. And so this conversation starter guide is a really powerful way to get more than just the one word answer. It'll show you how to open up difficult conversations. It'll show you when is the right time to have difficult conversations and how to frame them in an actually really positive way so that you both come away feeling heard, feeling respected, and feeling understood by the other person. That's our goal here. So again, encourage you guys to go get that guide. Just go ahead and fill out the quick form. It should be in the chat. My Diego, my team member here, can you go ahead and post that the link in the chat. I have been teaching math and language arts lessons, and I was just on an interview with a film producer. So my brain is a little fried. So excuse me if my words come out. I will try to make them as coherent as possible. All right. So Diego, go ahead and post that over in the chat. I'll let you guys know when it's there so you can go ahead and grab that right away. All right. So we will, there it is. Thank you. Drum roll. So Diego put it over in the chat, our 7 proven conversation starters. Go ahead and fill out that quick form. Let us know where you want it and we will get it to you so that you can start to see some real results in your marriage right away. This stuff works and it works fast. All right. So thank you. Now I want to do another exercise. I want you guys to think about and put in the chat your answers to these 2 questions. Question 1. Where do I want my marriage to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? Where do you really want your marriage to be? And I want you to really feel into this. And I want you to really get vivid about what that looks like and where you really want to go. For some of you, that might look like, I want the divorce papers to be taken off the table. I want my spouse to stop talking about divorce. I want them to come back home, or I want to come back home. I want us to be in the same bedroom. I want wedding rings to be put back on. Right? That happens with a lot of our clients. Wedding rings are put back on. Or I want there to be trust between us. I want them to leave their affair partner, or I want them to forgive me for past things and to have like a fresh start. So let me know over there what you really want and where you want to see your marriage go in the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next year. Okay. So go ahead and leave that in the chat. Let me know where you want to go. One of the most important things that you can do is make that kind of a decision. Like, this is where I am and I don't like it, but where do I want to go? And we found that there are 2 things that are really vital to anyone's success in their relationship. Even if their spouse is pulling away, even if they're unwilling to work on it with them, even if they say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, even if they want out and they want a divorce. Okay. And those 2 things come down to this. 1, deciding where you want to go, deciding that you want to have a good and healthy relationship, deciding that you want to have the love that you've always dreamed of, right? Deciding. And then second is committing to get there. And those people that have those 2 factors get phenomenal, life-changing, like transformative results in their lives. And they really create a new reality for themselves. And so you get to do that. No one else gets to do that for you. Only you choose where you want to go. And then we will help you get there. So that is our process. You choose where you want to go, and we will help you get there with our proven process to get there. So the second thing I really want you to dig in, and I see some comments coming in, I'm going to get to them in a minute, is how will it feel to have your spouse in love with you again, wanting to be with you, committed to you because they can't stand the thought of being without you, right? Just hungry and eager and desirous to be around you. and where you both feel safe and secure in your relationship. How will that feel? Let me know. Brittany says that would feel amazing. 3 months, I want to be talking again. 6 months, get the spark back in the relationship. 9 months, a healthy marriage, a healthy relationship. Beautiful. 3 months. I hope we are still married and working on our marriage. Fully in. Facebook official, rings on, affairs gone. Beautiful. Enjoying our new happiness. Freaking amazing and happy. Stop divorce process for her to see past the past, to be able to see a future together. I want divorce to be taken off the table for my wife and I to move back in together, be able to not have to share our boys and rebuild our foundation, all of that. My spouse to move back home and see the possibility of our marriage working, and for him to stop thinking he wants a divorce and to be happy. Beautiful. Awesome. Seeing so many things. All right. And Coach Sergio is in the house. So I'm going to promote you to co-host here, Sergio. Welcome. Sergio and I have worked together for many years, and again, have helped tens of thousands of couples in this process. So you should be, I'm going to make you co-host. Is that fair? That way you can let everyone know what's going on in the chat. So Sergio will be watching all of your answers, all of your questions, and answering them over in the chat, and working with you guys on how to take the next steps in your marriage. All right, I'm seeing a miraculous feeling. We had that early on. I would love that feeling between us, and we can take on the world. It would be beyond incredible. I would be alive again. Awesome, that's beautiful. So this is really powerful. You guys are empowering yourself. You're saying, this is something that I get to choose. No one else gets to choose this. I'm deciding where I want to go, and I'm going to take the actions required to get there. I just need some help to find out how to get there. And that's why we're here. We'll show you exactly how and make the process as effortless and as quick as possible. So our big discovery is, after we've been working with thousands of couples, we found that there's one thing that's a big reason why most marriages were ending in divorce. And I say it's something insane because no one else is talking about this. In fact, they're still not talking about it because no one else even has this exact process I'm going to share with you. So here are the 4 steps to save your marriage. The first one is the pause button. This is where your spouse no longer pulls away from you more. Okay, they just kind of hit pause on the whole divorce talks at all. The second step is they start to take steps towards you. They start to want to spend time with you. The third step is connection. And the fourth and final step is commitment. Now, you guys are really smart, right? I think you guys are really good students here, okay? So I want to make sure that we check in here and make sure you're really getting this. I want to know in the chat, what do you think most people go for first out of these 4? What do you think they need right off the bat when their spouse is pulling away? Okay. What do you guys think? Brittany says commitment. Thanks, Brittany. Yeah, that's absolutely true. What else do you guys think? Connection, commitment. Christopher and Phil weighing in. Love it. That's right. Commitment, possibly commitment, connection, commitment. Exactly. You're exactly right. Most people, when their spouse is pulling away, they want to jump right here to, hey, let's get this connection again. I feel disconnected from you. It feels insecure. Like, what can we do to get this going again? I want it to be good between us. Or they're like, commitment, like you committed, and your lack of commitment here is scaring me. And so I want to know that you're committed. All right. And I'm going to show you why going for those 2 things first will backfire. And if you have been, like most people are, going for connection or commitment first, it's why, even despite your best efforts, you haven't been able to get them to want to come back yet. And I'll show you what we're going to do about that. All right. Okay, let's dive in. So step number 1 is the pause button. Here is where your spouse is going to stop pulling away from you more. They're going to stop moving closer toward divorce or another person. Okay. So how do you know if your spouse has hit this pause button? Well, first of all, they will no longer be actively pulling away more. They will stop going forward with divorce or separation, and they're going to stop talking about leaving. Okay. What's really going on here? When your spouse hits the pause button, it means they are considering the possibility of staying and being happy with you. But I want you to note that they are not decided yet. They are not decided. All right. And that's why one big reason, teaser, that pushing for commitment is going to backfire. Okay. So what's going on is they're just considering the possibility. They hit that pause button, kind of like those old VHSs, right? You hit the pause button, you're not going forward and you're not hitting the rewind. You're just frozen right where you are. Okay. So let me know in the chat, do you think your spouse has hit the pause button yet? Let me know over in the chat if they have, because some of you probably they have, but most of you, it would not surprise me if they have not. All right, I'm saying no, no, yes, not even close to pausing. Gotcha. No, yes, nope, not, okay, awesome, nope. So many of you are not hearing or seeing the pause button happening. No, he actually left the home. No, being stonewalled. Yes. All right. We'll talk to you, Chad, in private chat over there. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, some of you are seeing that they have hit the pause button, but most of you have not. And if not, it just means that you've missed something along the way. And I want you to give yourself some grace because most people miss it too, which is why they don't save their marriage from divorce. The good news is that you can learn how to with this proven process I'm going to share with you today. Okay. So one of the biggest mistakes that most people make is really pushing for their spouse's full commitment too soon. Remember I said that you go for that right those last 3 or 4 steps, they want those right away. And that just simply puts too much pressure on the relationship and it backfires. What I'm going to share with you, is we're going to go into our push versus pull method. So some common mistakes that many people make, which we call pushing. All right. I'll be the first to raise my hand and say, I have done all of these. I have done them all. Okay. And you may have a huge aha moment. And if so, I want to know in the chat. I want to celebrate the awareness with you because awareness is the first step to change. Okay. Oh my goodness. I was doing that, or I am doing that. No wonder why my spouse is not wanting to work on things with me. No wonder why they're not taking divorce off the table. No wonder why they're pulling further away from me. Okay. Give yourself some grace. Most people are doing these same exact things. All right. First one, demanding that they work on the marriage. This could look like you need to work on the marriage. You need to go to counseling with me. You need to change. You need to do something different to make me feel better. You need to leave the affair partner, right? You need to change and you need to do this. You need to honor your marriage vows, right? I'm demanding that you do these things. Okay. So raise your hand. Let me know in the chat. How many of you feel like you've been making some demands? Okay. And you might feel justified and you probably are, but we're going to see what happens when we're in demand mode. Okay. The second one is manipulating them to try to get them back. This can look like really upfront forms of manipulation. It can also look like more subtle forms of manipulation. A really upfront one would be, I'm going to take the kids from you if you do that. I'm going to wreck your credit. I'm going to take all your assets. I'm going to ruin your reputation, right? Or if you go have that affair, then I'm going to go do whatever I want with whoever I want, right? Those are more like upfront kinds of forms of manipulation, trying to get our partner to act a certain way. Okay. More subtle forms of manipulation could look like pretending to be on a phone with someone else to get them jealous, pretending to have interest from other people, right? Like we do these things, like, let's just be real about it, right? These other kind of forms of manipulation where we're trying to, even sometimes using our kids against our spouse. I have seen it all. Okay. And again, these things are really, really common. So manipulation is a really big thing and a big common mistake that a lot of people get into. The next one, though, is probably the most common, and this is begging, pleading, and acting out of desperation. Please don't go. Please give me another chance. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you, right? Please don't do this. Please don't do this for the kids. Please honor your marriage vows. Like, please, I'm begging you. Please give me another chance. Please forgive me, right? And acting out of desperation and total fear and insecurity, right? Okay, I'm seeing me. Some of you guys are resonating with this. I've done all of these. He's still with another woman. Okay. Yeah. I'm seeing some comments happening over there. So let me know in the chat. What do you think you guys have experienced or done with any of these. And the last one is freezing and doing nothing out of fear, because sometimes we're so afraid, we don't know what to do. We're afraid of doing the wrong thing. So we end up doing nothing. And we just end up like closing and withdrawing ourselves, and our spouse pulls further and further away. I'm seeing all of it, begging here. Yeah, probably the subtle manipulations, good awareness, good job, freezing. Okay, did the others and it didn't work, so I ended up freezing. Yeah, sometimes we push so hard and then we go frozen, right? Because we're like, I don't know what to do, right? I'm sure I've frozen in pain. Yeah, subtle manipulations too. All right, thank you guys for sharing. Really good awareness. Did anyone have an aha moment? You're like, oh my goodness, like that, like loving, like smack on the head, right? Like, I just realized I've been doing that. And so no wonder why we are where we are. It really hasn't been working. Yeah, exactly. Done it all. Yep. So yes, awesome. So all of these will only push your spouse further away from you. Okay. So it's really common, and we get that all the time, right? What we do instead is we help you and our clients here pull your spouse to you like a magnet. So it feels natural. It almost feels unstoppable. Remember when you're first falling in love, it was just effortless. Right now, it's kind of like the magnet has been turned the wrong way, and you've got that like weird repelling energy where you just like, you can't make it go together anymore, no matter how hard you try. So what we want to do is get that magnet flipped the right way. So you're just naturally drawn back together, and you just naturally sync up. And that's the most beautiful feeling in the world, right? When you and your partner just effortlessly love each other and are effortlessly committed to each other. Not that there isn't work, but you know what I mean? It's a difference in energy, a difference in feeling, a difference of intention, right? That they want to be with you. And my friends, that's why you're really here. You don't want to force or manipulate or coerce or beg and plead your spouse and guilt trip them to come back to you, right? You want them to want to come back to you and to want to be with you. And that is exactly what we help you do. So how do we do that? First, we're going to take the pressure off. We're going to help you take the pressure off so they no longer feel the need to have more space from you. Taking the pressure off is one of the first things that's going to help your spouse hit that pause button. So they no longer feel the need to pull away from you more. Okay. And they're going to feel the difference, and you're going to feel the difference, because it's like we can breathe. We can kind of just relax, even though this situation might not be what we want it to be. Okay. Let's just admit it. It's not. But what we're going to do is take the pressure off of you, take the pressure off of them, so that they will hit that pause button. And this is incredibly powerful. A little bit of an insider thing. I was going to share this at the end, but I just feel like sharing it now because I just feel like rebellious. But this process of hitting the pause button, when you do it this way, only takes a week or two. It only takes a week or two before they're done talking about divorce. It only takes a week or two before they no longer pull away from you anymore, which is a really amazing milestone to hit, right? The other thing we're going to do is build some validation and increase understanding. Let's think for a minute, my friends. Let's go back to all those things: the demanding, the manipulating, the pleading, the begging, the desperation, the freezing. Are all of those really focused on your spouse, or are they really focused on yourself, right? Is it worrying about really what's best interest for your spouse, or is it thinking about what's in the best interest for me? Let's just get real, okay? Let's just be really honest with ourselves. Where is most of that energy coming from? What do you guys think is the underlying emotion behind those behaviors and those actions? And guess what? It's normal and it's natural. And I'm going to explain why in a minute. Okay. Me. Yeah. The focus is on me. Thank you guys. You guys are rock stars because you're willing to look at yourself. And that says something really special about you. You're right. It is. I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about what if I'm alone. I'm worried about like if they keep hurting me. I'm worried about this for the kids. Right. And so what we want to do, and we help you do, is shift to the point where you can see your spouse's perspective, which is P in our PATH method, is perspective. And as you do that and you actually see them and understand why they're really doing what they're doing, you can't help but build in some empathy and some understanding. And empathy and understanding feels validating. It feels like, wow, you really get me. We all crave understanding, right? We all crave that we are deeply seen and heard for who we really are, and that there's no judgment about that, right? And so when you give that to your spouse, even in a small way, even if we could just tweak what you're doing right now, even by like 5 or 10%, your spouse is going to notice. Okay. And that's the whole idea here is, yes, develop some empathy, but also get your spouse to notice these things. So this is what we call a pattern interrupt. Okay. So right now you're in a pattern with your spouse. There's a certain way that you're doing things together or not doing things together, right? There might be an element of that. There's a certain way that you're communicating or not communicating. There's a certain way that you handle talking about the kids or working on with the kids. If you don't have kids, maybe there's a certain way you're talking about household things, and there's a certain pattern that you're in. There's a pattern with your physical, sexual intimacy. There's a pattern with your emotional connection and your spiritual connection. There are certain patterns that you're in. And so you may have been in these patterns for weeks, months, sometimes even years, and sometimes even decades. What we help you do is we sit down with you one-on-one, okay? We get across the table from you and we're like, all right, what are the underlying patterns here? And we look at what is going on for you specifically, and then we help you interrupt that pattern. Because most of the patterns we are in are less than functional, okay? They're less than healthy, and they're really not getting you the results that you want. So when we interrupt one of those patterns, what happens is it's going to get your wife's attention or your husband's attention and get them to consider the possibility of staying, get them to consider the idea that maybe I don't want to pull away anymore, okay? And get them to hit that pause button. So how do we do this? Now, remember I talked about, how we're all focused on ourselves with all those behaviors. And I want you to know that's normal. Okay. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not evil or bad. Okay. There's actually a biological reason behind why you haven't been able to do these things on your own and why you're stuck where you are. So let me go into what that is. Most people feel so overwhelmed, right? You feel so unsure, full of pain, regret, shame, guilt, fear, worry, anxiety, right? That they totally get this wrong when they try to do it on their own, or they try these other ineffective, bogus methods out there, right? I want you to know it is not your fault that you haven't been able to do this on your own. If you come away from this with nothing else, I want you to give yourself some grace that it is really not your fault that you have not been able to do this on your own. See, there is a biological reason behind this. And this is what happens. So during and after a fight, or your spouse leaving, or maybe they are saying, I want a divorce. Here's the papers, right? I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Or you find out that they are having an affair. This is an emotional trauma. And when we go through an emotional trauma, there is a heightened emotional state where our body responds to the rejection and the tension as if it were an actual physical trauma or threat. Our brain pumps out cortisol, epinephrine, and other stress hormones. They just flood through our whole body, right? And our body and our brain were designed to do this, to protect us from dangerous situations. It's a biological response that happened way long ago. Okay. And it served us well when we were like living on the savannah and we had to worry about like a lion, right? We needed to go into fight, flight, or freeze mode very quickly. The same thing is happening now, although it's not a lion anymore, it's your spouse. Your brain actually doesn't know the difference. So in this case, even though there isn't a physical danger, like I just mentioned, your brain actually doesn't know the difference, okay? And this process of going into the fight, flight, or freeze mode and worrying about self, protecting self, worrying about your future of self, wanting to make sure that you are safe and secure, what happens is it clouds your thinking. It actually reduces all the blood flow to the reasoning part of our brains. This is scientific, okay? Psychology, neuroscience has proven this. And so we react out of instinct and we do not make logical decisions. So emotionally, we just can't help but get into fear, all right? So this can lead to really intense emotional distress and even physical pain. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you can feel it right now in your body. Like, where does it feel in your body? And let me know in the chat if you want to. Is it in your heart? Does it feel like getting stabbed through the heart? Is it in the pit of your stomach? Just like anxiety and knots, like your stomach is just imploding, right? Does it feel like weight on your shoulders, like bricks, and just the weight of the world is on your back and on your shoulders? Or is it like tension and pinching? And I just don't understand what is happening in your mind or in your brain or your forehead. Where do you feel it in your body? Many times you can't sleep at night. You're waking up. You can't sleep well. You can't sleep deeply. You can't concentrate at work. And sometimes it even starts to manifest as like these physical symptoms or illness. Yeah. I can't think straight. My head hurts due to tension and stress. When he first left, I felt like I was going to throw up constantly. Yeah. My chest, heart is beating hard, stomach and chest. Thank you guys for sharing. So this is what happens. And give yourself some grace, because it's your body and your brain's job to protect you. Okay. But the bottom line is, guys, that if we rely only on those instincts, and that's the only place that we act from, there is no way that we can expect to be in a clear-headed way to draw them back to us. Okay. This is where most people fail to ever salvage their marriage, and more couples do end up getting divorced. The good news is you do not have to do this alone. You do not have to risk losing them forever. All right. So we have created this scientifically proven 4-step process. Like I've mentioned it, we've helped over 10,000, 15,000 couples now with this exact process. It takes you from where you are right now, point A, where you've got this feeling I'm going to throw up constantly. I've got this tension in my mind. I've got this stabbing in my heart. I can't sleep at night. I can't think straight, right? I'm so afraid. I'm so unsure of what to do, right? Point A, that's where you are, right? Or wherever it is that you are, that is where you are. Where you are right now, broken, unhappy, distant, to point B, where you guys said you want to go. How amazing that would feel to have you back together with your spouse, crazy in love, okay? More than ever before. That's what we want to create with you, and have them be the one that wants to be with you, and you naturally drawn together like that magnet. You learn how to stop unintentionally pushing them further away, and learn how to pull them back to you naturally and effortlessly. Sound good? All right, awesome. I love some of the chat happening over there with Coach Sergio. That's beautiful. All right. So that is why it is so important, my friends, to have guidance from an expert, so you know what will work and what will not. And you won't be left to your own biological instincts or your own reasoning or your own patterns that you have been in, because you guys know this. If you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results, right? If we already knew how to solve this problem, then we wouldn't have this problem. So let's go to experts who know how to solve this problem, who have done so in their own lives and have helped thousands of other people do the same, right? One of my favorite sayings is that you cannot read the label when you are inside the bottle. We are all inside the bottle of our own marriage. I am in the bottle, inside the bottle of my own marriage. I have a marriage coach as well. I practice what I preach. Why can't I see it? Because I'm too close to it. We're too close to this. There's too many emotions wrapped up. There's too many patterns. There's too many childhood traumas, all the things, right? That we cannot see it clearly because we're just too close to it. It takes someone from the outside who has that perspective, who can read the label on the bottle, like can diagnose what's really going on here and prescribe the exact treatment plan to get you the results that you want. Does this make sense? Let me know in the chat. I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer 7 years ago at the age of 29 while I was pregnant with my 6th baby. If I had just relied on my own instincts, do you think I'd be alive today? If I just went out there to the latest, self-help guru, do you think that I would be alive today? No, I went to an expert with a proven track record, who is the best in the world, who knew how to diagnose exactly what was going on with me, how to prescribe the right treatment plan to get me the result that I wanted. And it worked. Okay. And that is exactly what we do. We are the ICU for couples. All right. So let me know in the chat, would you like to have your marriage assessed by an expert and see how we might be able to help you to get to where you want to go with our coaching program? If so, leave a comment. not just a comment. I love all the comments coming in. You guys are so eager. It's awesome. Go ahead and be specific with me here. Okay. If you want this marriage assessment, it's totally free. There's no obligation. It's an exploration to see if coaching with us is a good fit for you. So leave your phone number with the country code, because like I mentioned, we have people from all over the world who join. So make sure if you're in the United States, you put a 1, okay? And if you're in a different country, you want to make sure we get the country code so we don't miss calling you, okay? And we will do this marriage assessment with you right after the masterclass. And if you would, please put your budget for coaching so that we know where you are at and can provide you the best solutions in a way that feels good and works with your family and your finances. Okay. So go ahead and leave your number over there. Coach Sergio is helping you guys over there. And go ahead and put your phone number and your budget in the chat, and we will get you that marriage assessment. It's incredibly valuable to have someone that says like, here, this is exactly what's going on, and here's what we need to do about it. Here are the steps that's going to heal this situation and heal it fast.
Exactly. And some notes about that, because we're getting a lot of comments now in the chat. Remember to add your phone number and your budget. If you are not sure about the budget, just take a second to think. If you have no idea, you have to give us a number, because we're here to help you out and to empower you. And if we don't know kind of what you can afford, we cannot offer a custom solution, right? So really think it through a little bit. How much can you afford, more or less?
A monthly amount, like what you could afford. Yeah,
exactly.
That way we can connect you with the best solutions that we can. All right, so after you've done this marriage assessment, then it's really vital that you follow your coach's plan so that you can successfully hit all 4 of our reconciliation markers, right? And without all 4, your marriage will not be saved, likely. Now, I want to share a client win. This one was shared anonymously. And there's a couple typos in here. So let me just kind of like fill in the blanks a little bit. Okay. Heather, my wife served me a separation agreement a month ago, and I have been looking it over, making little edits and comments so we can go over it together first. This morning, let's see, I lost my place. Okay, there we go. This morning, she tells me that she doesn't want me to sign it. She said, let's wait and see what happens. We can always make a new one later on if we have to. She hasn't said she wants back in, but this feels really good. I've actually been doing less, and I thought I was giving up. Thank you and Marc for founding High Thrive and making this information and support available. So my friends, you guys are super smart, right? What stage is this client in? We've got the pause button, take steps towards you, connection or commitment. Let me know, which one do you think that this one is in? Yeah. Lane says pause. Brittany says pause. Ding, ding, ding. You guys win. Chad, pause, Phil, pause. You guys got it right. Good job. Yes, this client has hit pause button. And this is actually a really big deal, because now it means that their spouse is no longer moving further away. Okay. And it's a really powerful moment for you. And we can't wait to celebrate when your spouse does the same. And again, it takes about a week or 2 typically to get your spouse there, which is really, really fast. It doesn't take months or years. We'll get you there really quickly. And I love what he says, that I've actually been doing less and thought it was giving up, because sometimes less of all the things that don't work and just a few simple things that do work, that's when the magic happens. Okay. All right. Let's talk about step 2. This is where your spouse starts to take steps towards you. This is where they want to spend more time with you as they are attracted to you again. And we build up something even more powerful than love. What could be more powerful than love? Love is all you need. Wrong. And I'm going to explain why in a minute. All right. So our goal here is to have them want you. Want to spend more time with you. Okay. So let me know in the chat, are they wanting to spend time with you? Are you here at step 2? Are they wanting to talk to you about things? Are they open to talking about things? Are they inventing excuses just to be around you? Do they like hanging out with you? Do they like doing things with you? Do they want to be around you? Okay. Let me know in the chat. Yes or no. Are you in this stage or not? Just about the kids? No. Inventing excuses not to be around me. Thank you. Appreciate that. No, not right now. No, doesn't even want to be home with me or the kids, gone with her boyfriend. All right, we got some work. Let's do it. Definitely not. so-so. Okay. Maybe it's a little bit of both, right? Maybe it's that roller coaster of hot and cold, right? You're living in different states. All right, my friend there who left that comment, we need to chat, okay? Because I want to make sure that there's opportunity here to turn things around. So let's go deeper into that on the marriage assessment, okay? Right now, we cannot be around each other, okay? Again, the person who left that comment, let's talk about why, okay? She has asked me for space and I have been giving her it. Okay, beautiful. All right, so if your spouse is not currently wanting to be around you and wanting to spend time with you, then it means you haven't reached this milestone yet, but we will get you there. And what happens is that you usually hear you kind of lost the spark, right? We let unhealthy patterns or other issues get in the way. Maybe there was an affair or infidelity, a major breach of trust. And this is often why they say that they need space, or they started to pull away, or they wanted out. If your spouse has said, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, who here has heard that, right? This is what that really means. It means that they've lost their desire for you. I said that there was an emotion more powerful than love, and there is. It's desire. If you do not have their desire, then they will not come back to you. The good news is, again, you can get that back, and it's easier than you might realize when you do it in the right way. So instead of letting your fear repel their desire for you even more, one of the biggest mistakes that you can make right now is trying to resolve like deep issues or major concerns or major breaches in trust when you don't have their desire. That's like trying to drag a camel to water, right? You can kick, you can scream, you can bribe, you can remind them of their vows, you can demand they work on things, you can remind them of all your happy times together, you can try to convince them all you want. But if the camel isn't thirsty, it's not gonna drink, okay? So let me know in the chat, what have you already done to try and resolve this issue of them not wanting to work on things, of them inventing reasons to not be with you, like I saw over in the chat, or not talk to you? What have you already done to try to stop this divorce and try to get your marriage healthy and whole again? And why do you think those have not worked? For some of you, that's gonna be like, I tried to go to therapy, he wouldn't come, or she wouldn't come, or it didn't go deep enough, or it went too deep too soon, it totally backfired. For some of you, that'd be like, I did YouTube videos, self-help books, podcasts, right? Like name it, took advice of friends. I just tried to work on myself. Like, let me know in the chat the things that you guys have done. I had therapy, nothing I tend to talk too much, therapy for a while, and this is where we are, self-help books. Yeah, all of those different things. So why do you guys think none of those have worked? Counseling, talking about it, self-help, nothing's moved the needle. Tried to get him to go to therapy, but he didn't go because, oh, well, too many things going in. Because he didn't think it would change anything. Loads of advice from friends, podcasts giving him space, went to marriage counseling together. She said she doesn't love me anymore. Tried a few sessions. She always quits. Since this affair, tried talking, getting forgiveness. Haven't done anything at all but cry. She is done. Therapy, love languages. Yes, exactly. Give her more support with kids, career at the same time. Tried giving him space. Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing all of those. I have done all of those as well. I tried therapy. He wouldn't go. Then he went for a little bit, but he didn't really care. Like, he was just too checked out. He didn't care. So if you don't care, you don't have the desire to work on things, then all the effort in the world isn't going to make a difference. And this is where our method really changes things. It moves that needle, like you guys were talking about, right? Is it gets their desire for you and their desire to work on things. Okay. So if you and your spouse are not blissfully in love right now, it means you've missed something along the way. You are missing their desire. Okay. Their desire will make all the rest unfold exactly as it's meant to. And we literally coach our clients word for word on what to say to reignite that spark of desire again, what to text them, how to have in-person conversations so that their efforts don't keep backfiring, how to stop unintentionally pushing their spouse further away. And we show them exactly what to do to have their spouse naturally feel attraction for them again. So step one, your spouse is going to hit that pause button. Step two, we're going to show you how to flip their emotional switch so that they desire to be with you again. And they start taking steps towards you. All right, let's look at a real life example here. This one comes from a client and she says, biggest win yet. Or let's see. No, this is a male. I know who this is. All right. He says, biggest win yet after 2 months. And I was doing everything wrong until I started the program and changed my whole outlook and stubborn ways. It was heartbreaking to hear that she was moving into her own townhouse last week, but it simply turned into her missing me and reaching out. We talked here and there, but yesterday she called me out of the blue and we had a great talk. Even better today. And tonight she dropped more hints than a little that she wants to get back together. So what step is this client at, right? This is a perfect example of what it looks like when you get to step 2. Is she went right, bought her own townhouse, moved out. He took the pressure off, right? And then she hit that pause button. Then she started missing him and started reaching out to him. And now she's dropping hints that she might even want to get back together, right? So who's pursuing who here? Is he desperately, fearfully, self-centeredly, whatever you want to call it, chasing after her to try to get her to come back? Or is he giving her the space and following the process that is allowing her naturally to come back? Do you guys see the difference? And who is pursuing who? How good would it feel to have your spouse pursuing after you instead of the other way around? Pretty good, right? And that brings us to step 3. Once they start taking steps towards you and wanting to be around with you and have a desire to be around with you and attraction to you, like those magnets attracted to each other, naturally drawn back together. Now we go to step 3. And this is where we build on that attraction and that desire and deepen it into a really beautiful, safe, secure connection. And here's where they feel safe and close to you. And they often invent excuses just to be around you. You also feel safe and secure and close to them as well. But I want to be really careful here. This is where most people make a huge mistake, okay? I want to make sure that you do not make it as well, because it seems like a fairy tale, right? It might seem like that, like such a dream come true, right? And there's a really common pitfall that happens at this stage. All right. Either A, you get stuck in a friends stage. You get stuck in kind of this really pleasant roommate mode or co-parenting. And they say, I do love you, but I'm still not in love with you. There's just no passion. There's no real romance, right? And so you get stuck in kind of this friend stage. Or B, they push too hard, too soon for commitment and it backfires, all right? So let me know in the chat if you feel like you've done either one of those. Have you gotten stuck in the friend stage? Have you pushed for commitment too soon and it backfired? And of course, if you aren't even at the stage yet, no worries, we will get you there. And when we get you there, we will help you pass these 12 tests that we have identified that most spouses put you through before they finally give their heart to you and let go of their old story about you. Okay. And we will help you pass all of them. So they no longer see you in the way that they do right now. We change their underlying beliefs and perceptions and the story, or we call it the narrative that they have about you, so that they can see you with fresh eyes. All right, I see friend stage to co-parent. I've done all the mistakes. Yes, definitely made that mistake as well. All right, so we will coach you on how to wipe the slate clean by completely changing that perception that they have about you right now. No matter how long hit my laptop. All right. No matter how long they've held on to those beliefs about you, no matter how many mistakes you made or they made, you both made, right? So you can both just forget about the past and see each other with fresh eyes. Create a fresh, new relationship. How good would that feel if your spouse today just saw you with fresh eyes and got to see you for who you really are, instead of this negative story or belief that they've created about you that they're really holding on to out of fear, right? We'll help them let that go so they can see you for who you really are. And you can be loved and accepted and adored and appreciated for who you really are. So I'm going to share with you guys here how our client, Leah, ended her husband's affair and restored trust between them, okay? It's kind of long, but it's worth it. I'm going to skip here a little bit of the backstory. So right before the birth of her first child, her husband was having an affair and said he wanted out. He was done. He was in love with another woman. And she says, but here we are 1 year later, and my husband and I are happier than we've been in years and stronger than ever. We are doing this parenting thing together, and we are striving every day to have a thriving marriage. Can you believe it? Gideon, their son, is going to be a big brother come September. And honestly, I couldn't have done any of this, and my husband and I wouldn't be where we are today without the tools that Marc, Johnston, and Heather Choate gave me. And I must say, it took work and consistency, but man, was it all worth it. I am truly blessed to have found this program, and I'm so blessed to be able to work with such an amazing team. Thank you guys for all you do. And for those of you working to have a thriving marriage, don't give up. Stay consistent. There is a rainbow after every storm. This too shall pass, and you will rise stronger than ever before. And I love what Leah said here, because she is embodying exactly what we teach, that challenges come to all of us. They do. They come to all of us, but they come to us for a reason. They come to us to help us learn and grow and become a better person if we choose to. If we choose not to learn from them, then they tend to repeat themselves over and over and over again until we finally learn how to do things in a different way so we can get some different results. All right. Now that brings us to step 4, which is commitment. Commitment. This is where they give you their heart fully again. Okay. So I want you to imagine how amazing you will feel to know exactly what to do, to have them come running after you and begging to be with you. And imagine what a relief it will be to have a step-by-step plan that takes all the guesswork out of this and the mistakes that you will suffer if you try to do this alone, if you try to rely on your own biological instincts, right? So no more crying, over analyzing, ruminating, worrying, stressing, beating yourself up, losing sleep, begging them, and then crying even more. No more of that. Just the sweet and easy feeling of peace, knowing that you have now rekindled the romance between you and you get to spend the rest of your lives together in security, in ease, in passion, just you and them together forever. So I want to know, my friends, what is it worth to you to have that? What is it worth to you? To me, my marriage is the most important, most sacred thing in my life. It is my greatest treasure. It is my greatest honor. It is my greatest challenge, and it is my greatest opportunity. And I cannot imagine my life without my husband, Ben. So let me know, on a scale of 1 to 100, how important is saving your marriage to you? How important is saving your marriage to you? Let me know. I'm seeing 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 1,000. Awesome, Chad. That's great. 100, 100. Awesome. Thank you. Laura, 100. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So how important is having this marriage to you? And how important is it to have this work out with your spouse, to be able to create the relationship that you want and to receive the love that your heart is craving? So my friends, in just a moment, I'm going to tell you how you can get access to our 4-step path coaching. What this coaching will do is get them running back to you, chasing after you, pursuing you. Okay. And it's brand new because we're constantly improving our process. And I want to make sure that this is exactly what you're wanting. So before I share it with you, I want to ask you a question. Would you give anything to end your pain and be back with your love again? Would you give anything to have a new, healthy, and beautiful relationship with them? Let me know. Would you give anything? Yes, yes, yes. Of course you would. That's why you're here. So we've spent thousands of hours working with couples, right? We've distilled our most powerful methods into the simple 4-step coaching plan that will flip that switch deep inside of them and trigger the most unstoppable desire and have them begging to be back with you again, pursuing you, wanting to be with you naturally and effortlessly. No more relying on your own biological instincts. Okay. So here it is. It's our Gold Path Marriage Coaching Program. I'm going to explain as much as I can. Okay. Answer any questions that you guys have. We are an open book. We want to give you the right information that you need to make the best choice of your life and have this be the thing that you will never, ever regret. Okay. You will know it is absolutely worth it to be on the other side from where you are to where you want to be. Right. So the bad news is that we are a small coaching team. We are currently training more coaches, but we rigorously work with everyone that comes onto our team. And so we only have a few spots open, and there will be actually many thousands of people watching the masterclass this week because I'm sending it out to our entire email list of over 60,000 people tomorrow. Okay, that's a reality. That's a fact. Just want to give you guys a heads up. So if this resonates with you, I encourage you to take action. Talk to Coach Sergio over in the chat. Okay. And let's get you going right away. So what is this program? This is the proven path process. Those 4 steps we just talked about to save your marriage in less than 6 months without getting your heart hurt anymore. Have it be natural and have it be this beautiful reconnection that happens effortlessly. Okay. Not without work, but just this beautiful, natural reconnection. So it's all the steps we talked about, having them hit the pause button, having them take steps towards you, having them give you that deeper level of connection, and then finally commitment and giving you their heart fully again, going from where you are to where you want to be in your marriage. So what does it cost? That's always the first question. Well, it depends. Okay. Some of you have been talking with Sergio over in the chat. What I'm going to share with you is our Gold Path program. Okay. This is like the cream of the crop, the very best that you can get. Now, why do I say it depends? Because every marriage is different and every situation is different. And we will work with you on your budget and where you are at to create a custom program that might fit exactly where you are at and what you can do. Okay. So I'm going to share with you guys our very top program, but do not let that discourage you if you have other things that are going on. You know, finances, I get, are a real issue. And so we will work with you with where you are at, where your relationship is at, to make sure we get you the best help.
Exactly. And Heather, just a quick note, because we're talking with a lot of people here in the chat. Yeah, before we go through the program, we have programs of all different budgets, right? And the reason we're in the masterclass today is because we want to give you guys a bit of a special offer, a bit of some custom help. So before we reveal our top program, or most expensive one, please let us know in the chat here, because we're building a waiting list to call everyone who wants to get in. And we're going to be calling you today to get the special offer. Let us know in the chat your phone number and your budget, as most people have already done. If you don't know the budget, just give us an estimate of what you think you can do without putting your family at risk, of course. And let us know now that, so that we can put you in the calling list. And after the masterclass is over, we can call you over the next 30 minutes, 1 hour, chat with you, and get you into the program. So yeah, let us know in the chat now kind of what your budget for coaching is, and we'll add you to the waiting list, to the calling list, so you can get a call after Heather finishes off the masterclass. So yeah, we see some comments already coming in.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah,
and super excited for those who are already joining. So our 4 spots on this gold program may be full before the end. So again, encourage you guys to reach out if that resonates with you. All right. So our price of our normal highest level Gold Path coaching program is $4,760 for our 4-month program, plus these bonuses I'm going to share with you guys today. And they are not for sale or available anywhere else other than through this program. If you go to our website, highthrivecoaching.com, you will not see this there. Okay. I have some people that go and try and they're like, Heather, I don't see it. I'm like, I know, I told you, it's only like for you guys right now in the masterclass. Why is that? Because we have found that those that attend the masterclass are the clients that tend to get the best results. So we want to reward you guys for being action takers. All right. So bonus number 1 is our fast track one-on-one coaching to save your marriage in typically less than 180 days. Okay. So what is this? It's 4 1-hour one-on-one coaching sessions with a marriage expert for 10 times faster results. That alone is worth $4,800. Okay. And that's our gift to you for free as a bonus when you join today. This coaching is where we work with you on the entire path process, those 4 steps. This is where we help you hit the pause button quickly with your spouse within the next week or 2 is the ideal, right? And then go on to having your spouse take steps towards you, having them build a deeper level of connection with you and rekindle and flip that emotional switch inside of them to have their desire to work with you. And then 4, where they give you their commitment. All right. So we take all the guesswork out of it. You just literally do what your coach tells you to do. You go with them with their text messages that you don't know how to respond to. You go with them, to them when you have this big blow up with your spouse, because we know that's going to happen. It's part of the process. Okay. And you know that exactly what your coach tells you to do is going to get you the results that you want. Okay. So again, I gave you guys this at the beginning because I was feeling rebellious and I just wanted to tell you, but within the next week, right, this is when you will already have your spouse hitting that pause button and you will know what's really going on between you. They will no longer be talking about divorce or leaving or being with another person. They're going to hit that pause button. They will not necessarily be taking steps towards you, but they're not going to take any more steps away from you. And we need to see that happen first before we can go on, right? Then within just a few short weeks from now, you will have our guidance in the coaching on exactly what to text them, how to have hard conversations, how to have them want to spend time with you again and want to be with you again. You will flip that emotional switch and trigger their desire for you. All right. That's our first bonus, is the one-on-one coaching. And that's where the biggest magic really happens. The second is really, really important as well. And this is our 1 hour to restore trust group coaching. Okay. And that's worth $1,600 value as a bonus. So what is this? This is 1 hour group coaching sessions that fit your schedule. So you get the answers you need when you need them. And the sessions happen daily, Monday through Friday for our gold clients. That means you have the opportunity to get on a call with a coach at any time when you need it to get questions answered and get you going quickly. Okay. Here's a win from Alex. I started personal development and really getting to work. So I became self-reliant, strengthened the relationship with my kids, and started getting to business. My wife and I had a long conversation, and she wants to start moving back in and reconciling. For the first time in a long time, I feel like we may work it out and be a family again. Awesome. And then Nicole here says, win. Memorial Day weekend, my husband told me he was done and I could not change anything. Through trust in God's will and word and help from High Thrive coaches and training, we spent New Year's Eve together. He asked me out. We went with friends and had a great time. He paid attention to me throughout the evening. This is new. And laughed with me. New. We still have lots to work on and the divorce papers still linger, but I think this is a win and believe our marriage is being restored beyond where it's ever been. So what I love about this is Nicole here is in step 2, right? Her husband stopped pulling away more. He asked her out. They started talking to each other. He started paying attention to her. He started laughing with her, and all those things were new, right? And now Nicole and her husband have been successfully restored and committed to each other for over a year now. And it's amazing to see their marriage truly thriving. So in addition to those awesome bonuses, there's an extra bonus. If you join today, I will add 5 30-minute SOS bonus calls. These normally cost $600 for free. And I'll do that because I want to reward action takers, right? You guys decide where you want to go and we will help you get there. So what is an SOS call? This is a session that you can claim at any time with your coach if something unexpected happens. And here's a bit of an insider. Something unexpected always happens. We know that that's going to be, we plan for the unexpected, right? And we will get you support right away. So you never feel alone. You never feel lost. You're not relying on your own biological instincts, right? And so you can really be amazed at how fast issues that maybe took weeks, months, sometimes years are resolved or overcome in just a couple of hours. That is what happens when you have the right method and support. All right. So to recap, for joining today, you get the Gold Path Marriage Coaching Program. It's $47.60. These bonuses that are never for sale or available anywhere else other than through this program. The one-on-one coaching, $4,800 value. The group coaching, $1,600 value. The 4 30-minute SOS calls, $600 value. And for the first 3 who join, you guys can get a ticket valued at $3,000 to our 2-day Unified Marriage virtual event. We do these throughout the year. And this is when you and your spouse are fully reconciled and you're both committed to the relationship. We help make sure that those changes last and they last for life. It's really like the solidifying event that's going to help propel you guys into a new and beautiful future together. All right. So total value there comes to $14,760. And again, you can join in the next 24 hours for $47.60 only. All right, we're going to put the link over there for those who are ready to join right now. I know Sergio has been talking to some of you guys, and it's highthrivelive.com/packs. So I'm going to put it over in the chat. Make sure you guys can see it. And if you are ready to go, you can just go ahead and join right here with the packages we talked about. We have different payment plans, and exactly. I know Sergio has been talking to you guys too.
If you want, I can go through.
Turn the time over to Sergio. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, if you can make me host so I can share the screen.
You bet.
The one that says High Thrive.
There we go. You are now host, Sergio. So.
Oh, it's still. Wait, I will make host. There we go. Share the screen.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to wrap up the content portion of, I want to thank you guys for coming today and let you know that you are in good hands with Sergio and our entire team here, and they're ready to help you guys take the next step if that resonates with you. So thank you guys so much for coming. I am truly grateful and honored that you are here. It says something amazing about you, and I'm excited for everyone who has joined the program, and I truly cannot wait to see your marriage thrive. So thank you for coming today, and I'm excited to see you guys inside the program. All right, Sergio, take it away. Show them how they can make the magic happen.
All right, guys. So we'll make it happen. As you can see, we're making a bit of a special offer just for people who came to the masterclass. Now, I'm here with Curtis and team who work with us at High Thrive. Curtis team, if you can say hi here so people get to know you, that would be great. If you can hear me.
Yes, hello, I'm here. This is Tim.
There we go. That's Tim. And we have Curtis here too.
Hi, I'm Curtis. So, I was texting it in the chat.
There we go. So we have a pretty big calling list today. Now, given it's a time-limited offer, we are working a bit over time right now. So we appreciate if you guys can stay near your phone because we're going to be calling you in the next 5 minutes. We're going to be going through everyone who sent their phone number and budget. Now, we're going to go through all the different programs we have. We don't want you guys to worry too much about what you get, because when you talk with us on the phone, we can probably hook you up with some special deal, some special thing that fits your budget, or we can get you some extra calls, we can get you some bonus, because again, that's the point of the masterclass, to hook you up with something special. Okay, so what you want to do now is leave your phone number and your budget in the chat. If you haven't done yet, we have still some people who haven't. So again, just leave your phone number and the budget in the chat, because we're going to start calling right away. We have programs that start at $450 per month. We have programs that are like $1,400. But again, don't worry too much about these prices and about these specific features, because again, when we talk to you on the phone, we'll make something custom that fits your budget. And again, because you came to the masterclass today, we can probably hook you up for a limited time with something a little bit special. Now, we probably need to check with Heather or Marc if we're going to give you a special deal. But if you help us out, we can probably convince them and give you a bit of a special deal or some special bonus. So again, let us know your phone number and budget. And if you already applied, that's perfect. We're going to start calling you in just a second. So Curtis team, are you ready to start calling everyone on the list?
You bet.
All right, perfect. So we're going to start calling Amelia B. Curtis, if you can hit her up, that would be great. And team, if you can start calling Lee, Paul, Laura, or Phil, that would be great. And up next, we're going to have Christopher Thompson, Darren Cunningham, Sean, and Chad. And while Tim and Curtis are hitting you guys up on the phone, I'm going to stay here live for just a few more minutes to answer some common questions, okay? So Tim, Curtis, go ahead and call them. And I'm just going to be here in the chat answering some questions in the meantime. So yeah, give them a call. Perfect. All right, guys. So some questions we get all the time about the programs is, like, how do I know it's going to work? Or like, people know the program works. Just we have like a lot of testimonials. We have like folders and folders of screenshots of clients getting, results. But most of the clients we work with, or most of the people interested in joining, are not worried on whether our system works. They are worried about whether there is hope for their marriage. And usually there is. In fact, there is more hope than it feels like to you. But as Heather said, you are like in your own bottle, right? You cannot read your own label because you are inside of your situation and you feel like your situation is the worst in the world. But guess what? It's actually not. We are the intensive care unit of marriages. We work exclusively with people in extremely distressed situations, people, who are not even living together, people whose spouse is having not one affair, but several affairs, people whose spouse has depression, people whose spouse, is taking very heavy medication because of depression or bipolar disorder, people who even with recovered marriage that, from people that had restraining orders. Imagine not even being able to legally talk to your spouse, right? There are workarounds around it, even in that case. Now, those are the most extreme cases. Those are the people we work with, but your situation is likely a little bit better, right? So again, there is more hope than it feels like. But some people ask, hey, is there a guarantee? Is there a warranty? How does it work? And the answer is, well, this is not a refrigerator you're buying. This is not a broken machine that either works or not. No, this works. It's a system. You're buying intellectual property that will get you a result. You're getting coaching that will get you to where you want. Or coaching works 100%. Now you have to make it work. So some people ask me about if there is a guarantee or what is the success rate. And that is the wrong question to be asking. First of all, because legally, we can't give a guarantee. And we cannot tell you, hey, our success rate is actually 100%. Why? Because A, our lawyer would kick our ass, and B, because it doesn't depend on us. We have the best program, the best process. It works every single time. But we sometimes don't have the best clients because you guys are in distressed situations, right? And sometimes it's hard to do what you have to do or what your coach tells you to do if you are under stress and under pressure. So our process works every single time, but we don't know whether you work. We don't know whether you're gonna do what you have to do. And if we knew, then perfect. We could tell you everything. We could give you the best guarantee because we know it works, but it's up to you to make it work. And that's why the success rate is 100%, but we don't know what your success rate is. We don't know how good of a client you're gonna be. We have gotten clients who've actually paid $6,000, or some clients have paid like 3K or whatever, and they don't even show up to the first couple of calls. Or clients who, are in their second month, they're making great progress. They get one bad text from their spouse, one negative text, and they fall into depression. They don't want to work anymore. They're tired. Instead of just going to the coach and doing what you have to do, right? So it's more up to you than it is up to us. We can give you the best tools, we can give you the best process, and we can tell you, hey, the process will work. Even if your spouse is having an affair, even if your spouse is having depression, we've seen everything. We've seen people with restraining orders, people with several affairs, people who couldn't literally talk to their spouse, block communication, not living in the same state even, people like living in separate countries even. We've seen everything. Now, we don't know if you're gonna do the work or not, but if you do the work, if you do everything we tell you, it will work. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'm just reading the chat here while we're hitting you people up. Nicole says, it might be silly, but we're doing a lot of work during the problem. Will there be a point afterward where there isn't so much work? I'm still struggling with feeling like I've put too much work already, and I don't want to sign myself up for that indefinitely and be the only one doing that effort, if that makes sense. Nicole, at the end of the day, you have to take responsibility for yourself. You can only control the effort that you put in. And if you want the other person to put more effort, you are thinking in the push mindset. You're asking something of the other person. Anyways, I'm not going to coach you too much on that. What I'm going to say is that we cover that in our programs. And by the end of our programs, you will not be the only person putting the effort. At the beginning, yes. For the first 3-4 months, you will be the only person putting in that effort. And that is totally fine. That's how it is supposed to be. Most of our clients, not to say 100% of our clients, have their spouse 100% checked out, not even living with them in the same place, no intimacy, nothing at all, right? Not even wanting to put effort into the marriage. By the end of the program, your spouse will put in the effort as well. Of course, some at more level, some at less level, but they will be collaborating too. So again, I don't want to coach you too much on it because again, that's what we're gonna do inside the program. But yeah, Laura, we can get your husband to talk to you, but that's not the beginning. We'll call you. I think we have you in the calling list, so we'll call you. But we can certainly work with that, Laura. To be fair, that's 100% of our clients have the same issue. That's the first fix, making sure that your husband or your wife talks to you, right? So we'll fix that very easily. In the first couple of weeks, you can get it fixed. So not too much of a problem. All right, guys, any more questions before we start calling? Let me know here. And again, if you haven't yet, let me know your phone number and budget so we can call you. But I think we have most of the people already. So yeah, let us know your phone number and budget if you want to get a call. I'm just gonna wait a couple more minutes if any more questions come up here. There we go. And we're gonna be calling up next everyone in the calling list. So very good. I appreciate you guys for coming in. I'm gonna start calling as well now, and we'll see you guys inside the program. We already have some people joining. It's very good. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.